What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. We cover political news, keep you up to date, and keep you informed with everything that the government does, because they do a lot of crap, y'all. They do a whole lot of crap. Some of it good, most of it bad, a lot of it underhanded that we need to know about. So that's what the hell I'm here for. Now, the video I just done, which according to y'all was yesterday, but according to me, it's 2 seconds ago, because I record all my videos at once and then drop them however. But I just talked about immigration. That's not really what I'm talking about. We're going to get into immigration because it involves criminal aliens, so to speak, but it's more to do with gun rights, essentially. Let's get into it right quick. Undocumented immigrants, or as a matter of fact, during this video, I'm going to correct the mainstream narrative machine because they'll say undocumented or whatever. I'm going to call them criminal aliens because that's what they are. They're not undocumented immigrants. That makes no sense whatsoever because they came here illegally. So they're criminal and they're alien to our society, so they're criminal aliens. That is the legal term. That's how they should refer to these people as. But no, it's dehumanizing. So is breaking the law. Criminal aliens have right to own gun, judge rules. Interesting, right? I honestly, right from the jump, I'm going to let y'all know, I don't know where I stand on this one. I'm not 100% sure where I stand. I might find a decision during this story. You might see me change my mind, go one way or the other. We don't know. A judge this month dropped gun charges against a criminal alien in Illinois, sparking further debate about the rights associated with the Second Amendment. Yeah, very interesting, right? We're going to discuss the Second Amendment right thing first, right? Now, our Constitution covers everybody in the United States, every single United States citizen, but the right to free speech, the right to bear arms, the right to a speedy trial, the right to shut the F up, that's God-given rights. So, why shouldn't we extend those rights to the entire world? Well, law doesn't work that way, obviously, and the country can't work that way for good reasons, because, how would you implement that? But if you have somebody, a criminal alien in this country, why the hell shouldn't they have the right to own a gun? Now, in my opinion, should they even be here? No. If they are here, go get a damn visa. Do something. Do it the right way. And then you can own your guns. But should we be taking guns from criminal aliens? Now, there is a very good argument for doing this. There has been a surge in criminal alien criminality. So, taking guns from illegals, you may think is a good idea. And it may be a good idea because we don't know the background of a lot of these people. That's one of the problems with criminal aliens. We don't know their freaking background. They're undocumented. So how the hell are we supposed to be able to issue rights to these people if they're not even supposed to be here? Like I said, I'm not sure where I stand on this. Of course, I do think that it is the right of every person in the world to bear arms if they want to. But, how is that going to work in Venezuela? I have no idea. I have no answer for that one. U.S. District Judge Sharon Coleman of the Northern District of Illinois referenced lower court rulings in dismissing firearm possession charges against Heriberto Flores, who was illegally or unlawfully in the United States when he possessed a handgun in the Little Village neighborhood of Chicago on June 1st, 2020. The court finds that Flores' criminal record containing no improper use of a weapon, as well as the nonviolent circumstances of his arrest, do not support a finding that he possesses a risk to public safety such that he cannot be trusted to use a weapon responsibly and should be deprived of his Second Amendment right to bear arms in self-defense, Coleman, who was appointed under President Barack Obama, wrote in her 8-page ruling filed March 8th. Flores was charged under Title 18 of U.S. Criminal Code, which legally disallows undocumented individuals, criminal aliens, to possess firearms and ammunition, or to receive any firearms or ammunition which has been shipped or transported in interstate or foreign commerce. Now, that lays that out quite clearly. This judge violated U.S. Federal Code 18. I don't know if it's got any subsections or anything like that. I'm sure it does. But clearly, our law states that any criminal alien cannot possess a firearm. However, like I said earlier, do I think this is right? Y'all let me know down in the comments what you guys think, because sure, U.S. law says that, but should it say that? Should we amend this law? I mean, it's kind of hypocritical if you think about it, to allow the citizenry to keep and bear arms and not allow somebody who is trying to become a citizen. Although, like I said yesterday, it's like these people aren't supposed to be here. Do we give the same rights to somebody who was caught for trespassing? We give some rights, but if they commit a crime and it's a felony, we take their Second Amendment rights away from them. So, if they enter this country illegally, should they still have the right to keep and bear arms? I don't know. My instinct right off the top is to say no, they shouldn't. But however, the libertarian side of me says, well, that's kind of hypocritical in a way to say that just because this guy broke and I believe it's a misdemeanor to enter the country illegally. I'd have to look that one up. It's a shame that I don't know that. Admonish me or whatever you got to do for that. But I don't think it rises up to the level of a felony to cross our border illegally. And, I'm not 100% sure on that whole criminality, Second Amendment right thing anyway. Just because you're convicted of a felony, does that mean you shouldn't have the right to bear arms? No, it doesn't. Because, now, if you're convicted of a violent crime, I can see that one. I can see how that would be a good idea to take the rights away from that person, because they forfeited their rights when they committed that violent crime. However, if it's a felony or something like that, that does not involve any kind of violence whatsoever, should we strip that person of their right to keep and bear arms? I don't think so. I think that's a flaw in our system, which our system has many flaws. The defendant, who contended the firearm was possessed for self-defense and protection of property during a time of documented civil unrest in the spring of 2020, has never been convicted of a felony, a violent crime, or a crime involving the use of a weapon. There were myriad protests across the nation that spring following the May 25th killing of George Floyd by Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who was later sentenced to 21 years in prison. Falsely, by the way, and I think I went over that in my video. Yeah, that's total BS. That dude should have never got that long of a prison sentence. That dude was doing his job. Now, sure, was it the right thing to do? No, he could have let up on the guy's neck. However, the dude was placed in the back of a car. He was fine in there. He'd still be alive if he would have just kept his ass in the back of that car. But no, he wanted out of the car. And sure, he tried to run off. So you got to detain the guy somehow. Kneeling on the neck? Not such a good idea. However, the cops, Derek Chauvin, they seemed to do everything that they could. He could have knelt on the guy's back. I personally, after seeing the autopsy report, I personally believe that his death was a result of drug overdose because of the myriad of drugs that he had in his system and how much was in his system. The autopsy report is quite clear on that, and Derek Chauvin should never have been convicted of murder of George Floyd. Now, I know why they did it. They're cowards because they didn't want to get death threats because of the extreme left doing what the extreme left does and gets violent for an entire summer. Billions of dollars in damage. Right? But they want to call Trump an authoritarian because he didn't stop the violent riots by force. Yeah, that's a conundrum right there if I've ever heard one. Flores has consistently adhered to and fulfilled all the stipulated conditions of his release, the ruling says, adding that he is gainfully employed and has no new arrest warrants or outstanding warrants. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He is in this country illegally. ICE. Why do these people not turn criminals over to ICE? Criminal aliens over to ICE? Why did this judge ignore the fact that this guy violated federal law? Why do they do that? It's the targeted prosecution of people, the selective prosecution of people. Oh yeah, we'll prosecute you for this crime, but not this one, right? It's like that whole Trump fraud trial BS. When the court found their ruling, Governor Kathy Hochul had to come out and say, no, to investors, don't worry, we're not going to come after you for doing something that every single one of you developers always do every single time. And we just wanted to go after Trump, spelling it outright for the American people to see that this fraud trial was a complete fraud. Now they're trying to bury the man. $454 million fine. That pisses me off. That crap with Trump just aggravates the shit out of me because it's selective prosecution. With Trump, it's persecution. We all know that. Some people are blind to it and don't want to see it and will argue otherwise. But all their arguments are all BS. If you have a good one, let me know down in the comments because I haven't heard one yet for why Trump should have been charged with fraud in New York for doing something that every single real estate developer does in the United States, which is thousands of real estate developers do that all the time. As a matter of fact, people do it. They go to sell their house. They want to place a value on their house. They say, no, it's worth this much to me. And then an inspector will come through and look at it, and an appraiser will give it a value. It might not line up with your value. Does that mean you're trying to commit fraud? No, it doesn't. There was no victim. There was no crime. As a matter of fact, the loan company said that they would do business with Trump again because he paid back the loan with interest. It's all just a bunch of going after Trump just because his name is Trump and just because they don't like him. Because he threatens their power. That's the only reason they're going after him. And that aggravates me. You know, I wasn't some staunch Trump supporter. You know, I liked what he did during his presidency, but I was like, yeah, let's chill out with Trump. You know, he's aggravating these people way too much. But when they started going after him with all these persecutions, man, it lit a fire under my ass because it's not going to stop with Trump. Anybody that comes after their power. And that's not what this country is built upon. This country is built upon power of the people to control the government, not power of the government to control the people. That's the whole reason our founders set this government up the way they did. That's why Congress has the authority of oversight over the executive branch, for God's sakes. It's all just a bunch of BS though, but I want you guys to let me know what y'all think about undocumented citizens or criminal aliens, newcomers, having the right to keep and bear arms, even though they're not supposed to freaking be here. Let me know what you think, because like I said, I'm not 100% sure on this one. I think they shouldn't even be here in the first place, but let me know what you think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. And y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.